Hey guys, thank you for tuning into my presentation. Today we'll be taking a look and deep diving into 4 separate articles that was cited in our Collaborative Approaches textbook. On each slide I've included the page number and paragraph that the citation is found, so that way you're able to locate where the information is within the textbook. Also, at the bottom of each slide, I've included the full citation as well as a URL link that I use to access the full text in case you guys wanted to do further research into the topic. First, we'll take a look at Alan Siller's attributions and communication in roommate conflict. Eisenhardt and Spengel use this article to define the attribution perspective as assigning qualities and causes to people based on relevancy. Sillers applied the attribution perspective to roommate conflicts. He identified 3 conflict resolution strategies regarding attribution that often bubbled up throughout these roommate conflicts. The first is passive indirectness, which minimizes explicit acknowledgement and communication about the conflict, oftentimes ignoring the conflict entirely. The distribution method explicitly acknowledges conflict, however, you maintain a negative evaluation of the other person throughout the conflict. The opposite of that would be the integration method, which explicitly discusses conflict, but you sustain neutrality or positivity for the other person while working through the conflict. The book then cites Stafford and Daly to show that people only recall 9% of what they talked about earlier in the prior days. And to expand using the journal article, the method of communication, whether it's written or oral, vastly affects recall. Also, more people can easily recall what the other person said than they can recall their own words, which often reminds people of what the other person said was wrong rather than focusing on if what they said was true or not. Third, the textbook cites Camarita and Lapworth to show conflicts arise more in groups than between individuals. So, per the 2 listed above, increasing the group size also increased the outgroup bias, which is the tendency to view others that are not within your own group as wrong or incorrect, which raises the competitive tendencies of the 2 groups. Lastly, the textbook cites Kamel et al., showing that when people trust each other, they are less likely to make positional statements or threats. And to expand on this, those with high aspirations were able to produce more trust, which then produced less conflicts because trust inherently leads to less of those positional statements or threats. Whereas people with low trust often had little aspirations and they were not engaged with the task at hand, which produced more conflicts with others. Thank you guys so much for listening to my presentation. I hope you got something out of it, and I look forward to reading through your presentations and being able to obtain more journal articles that we can use for this final assignment. Hope you all have a great day.